24 mixed berry shredded wheat bites. That's 6 grams of fiber. And 12 almonds. Half a serving of almonds is 80 calories. A cup of blueberries. A smidgen of plum maizens. And probably 3/4 of a cup of milk, skim milk. Half a cup of milk, just a recommended amount, just doesn't do it. Don't cover it now. And just these come in blueberry flavor. Come in mixed berry and raspberry and yogurt. Good. 6 grams of fiber in a serving. Stem. I might get a blizzard here. Blizzard. I'm joking around. I'm going to. If we can't open the front door, we'll just throw the dogs on the snow. They're little dogs. They're little dogs, Lord. We just thrown out into this. Oh my God. Make a shake with my frozen fruit I bought. I might do that today in case we lose the power. All the expensive stuff in the freezer to go bad. Might get a blizzard, high winds, whatever. I might lose the power. Bottom, I buy all kinds of stock up. I like to try those special K egg, cheese, and sausage, or whatever turkey's doing. Breakfast. And the flatbread breakfast. I like to try those. Something different. Stop and Shop temporarily out of those full bar shakes that I like to have as a snack. Not necessarily a complete meal, only 100 calories. Of course, they're comparative to the special K shakes that are 190 calories, yet the full bar shakes still have the same 5 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein, only 100 calories. Tells me that the special K, the extra calories are just sugar and whatnot. Unnecessary crap. In reality, I really don't want there to be a blizzard because it's not supposed to be some nice snow, it's supposed to be high winds and this, that, whatever. Hypothetically, or in theory, I would like to see a blizzard, and again, just because I haven't, I haven't been in Massachusetts for 11 winters. Left Massachusetts in March of 2001. So, it'd be nice to experience something, a lot of snow. Something different. Mom doesn't want to, of course, but she's been here the whole time and seen they had a bad winter a couple of years ago, and then last winter I was like, nothing. I don't know, I'll believe it when I see it. We're supposed to have a blizzard tomorrow. Of course, it's not like they're predicting it a week ahead of time now, it's a couple days. They predicted it last night. So that's just 2 days ahead of time. It's supposed to start tomorrow. I was gonna travel kind of far and go to the good mall that I like better than the mall here in the boonies. Won't be doing that tomorrow. Need new. I have thousands of dollars in the bank. It's really unnecessary for me to be going around with just one bra. From Sears was the most expensive bra. I'd like to have a couple of good bras. I think I will make a fruit shake with my frozen stuff today. Put in it milk. Didn't go through as much milk. I wasn't having cereal for breakfast as much. Extra milk that might go bad. We had it sitting in the refrigerator. Mom! Don't forget to check your email for that, Oh, I said don't forget to check your email! Have a good time! She's going to that place that, for mentally ill people. They have those places. I belonged to one when I was in the shelter. You do different things. There. I was actually able to, which was nice, go to the gym for free just at certain times, certain days, but through it, and my mom learns the computer and crap. Anyway, yeah, we're expecting a blizzard. Part of me wants to see it happen, just to see it happen again, you know. I mean, that's just in theory, in practicality or reality or whatever, you know. My mom and I are going to be out shoveling snow, and it's not going to be fun, and how do you walk the dogs, and, you know. I was joking. My mom's like, how are we going to walk the dogs? I said, well, we'll just throw them out in the snow. No, they're little dogs. They can't. I'm kidding. I'm like, well, how are they going to go to the bathroom? Well, we have to clear a path to the tree. I don't know. Kind of exciting if there's a blizzard. I guess but not. I won't be singing the same tune when the electricity goes out and I'm in the dark. Oh, and all the food that I spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on goes bad. You know, then I'll be singing a different tune, won't I? I suppose so, because we just had high winds last week, and goddamn electricity went briefly out. I lost the work I was doing on the computer. I was taking this online romance kind of test thingamajig, whatever they have all those all over the place. Speaking of that, this is all very real, you know. I really do, you know, receive extremely very complimentary words from certain men when I do these dating websites or whatever, you know, the free ones where I can just dabble and not have to invest anything much into it, and I can leave it and come back in 2 weeks if I feel like, you know, but it's there. And I mean, of course I get my share of losers, but there have been some nice looking, even young hot guys who have paid me extreme, you know, compliments, whatever. It's like, so it's all real. I mean, it's and the following is going to be a spoiler, sort of, a little bit, for an older movie, Love and Other Drugs, and for movies out, you know, now, Silver Linings Playbook. So if you want to or intend to see those, just don't watch my video, the rest of it. It's just going to be a generalization anyway. For the most part, people in general, men and women, you know, they want conventionality, they want normalcy, they want whatever. But I know somewhere out there are people that are more lenient or more laid back. I'm not necessarily going to find a guy like that out on a quote-unquote dating website or Craigslist or whatnot. I mean, but, you know, there are people like that. I mean, Love and Other Drugs, she had a debilitating disease that was only going to get worse and worse. And she didn't think she would ever find love, because what man wants that? It's a given, you know? But she did. But it was just a movie. But she found love with this hot guy, Jake Gyllenhaal, whatever. You know, I just used that, you know, tongue-in-cheek. He was hot. He was also a lot of other things. He was smart and successful, blah, blah, whatever. But the bottom line is, she never thought that he would want her, and she never thought anybody would want her. But, you know, she still was dropped it gorgeous, and she still was smart, and she had attributes, quote unquote, that, you know, she knew she could at least get sex. In the end, she found love because it was a guy who just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna live for the here and now. I mean, of course, you know, I'll have to take care of this woman, but you never know about tomorrow. That's what he's thinking, I could get into a car accident, she would have to take care of me, and that's how I look at life, you know. I mean, a lot of people don't, and they would have run screaming in the other direction from her. Now, the reason I say that, and also Silver Linings Playbook, I mean, they're both nuts. And it's right out there in the beginning of their relationship. They know they're both nuts. There's no hiding it. They're in a small town, I guess, because people know about what he did and what she did. I mean, they're both nuts, and they find each other and they find love, okay? The reason I'm saying all this is because if I'm just flirting out on these things, you know, and going back and forth tentatively, blah, 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 whatever, I mean, I'm not going to say in my ad or whatever that, or if I responded to some other guy's ad, I'm not going to say, oh, by the way, I'm unemployed and on psych disabilities, on Social Security. No. But if I ever started even casually seeing a guy on a regular basis, you know, I mean, it's gonna come up. I can't just pretend that I have a job. I mean, technically I could. It's tempting. And God, I told you the caseworker in emergency domestic violence shelter was telling me that there's all these rules that I'm not supposed to when you've been abused like I have for so long in domestic violence situation. It was psychological mostly, but so what? That's daily chipping away at your self-esteem, believe me. Somebody else who you just want to love and care about you and respect you and whatnot. She was like, I said, she basically told me to lie. She says, because and she taught these people, she taught these men who were mandatory classes, you know, so they're there against their will, a lot of them, and they were smug with her, and she was a victim. She got away, you know, she was with someone who was domestic violent, you know, person, you know, she was in a domestic violence situation for quite a while, husband, I think, whatever. She taught me, I learned things about her, but what is called crazy making. Donald was definitely good at that. Crazy making is when it just makes no sense what they're doing. And she gave an example where they'll move a picture and you'll know that the picture was moved, but if you point it out, they'll act like, no, you're not, it wasn't moved, you're crazy. And they do that on purpose just to fuck with your mind, you know. Donald would behave in the most irrational ways, and I would want things and not understand, and he'd be like, things don't have to be rational, Laura. Well, yeah, they do, or you're going to drive me crazy, but that's your goal. You can control me and keep me with no self-esteem to speak of. But anyway, on to what I was saying. Sure, in the beginning, but she told me to lie. Because I'm like, well, men are going to ask you questions. Oh, lie. Because they give you these rules, like I said in my other video, they give you these rules to protect you, because when you've been a domestic violence victim, especially when you've been a long time like I was, you tend to wind up with the same kind of guy again, and a lot of the guys who are like that, who want that, you know, who that's how they are, and they're searching that out, they hone in, they know by your words and your nuances and the vulnerability they see in you, and she told me they admitted it to her in the class. They're like, I can spot someone who's been abused a mile away, you know. I mean, she taught men who are unapologetic, you know, And they're like, yeah, I can find it again. That kind of woman with no self-esteem and whatnot. And she's told me that, so I don't know. I think before I even go on one date, I think I can go on a date and just say I work from home or something. But if I started seeing a guy on a regular basis, I mean, I'm just not a good liar, you know. It's not something I really want to say, but you have to understand that Donald, I didn't know for a year that he was on Social Security and had been on Social Security for over 10 years. Because I moved in with him and it was all fast and his mom was there and I didn't know any of that. He was 3,000 miles away from us, to Los Angeles from us. She said, "Look, first, I'm big on signs," and I thought the fact that of all the states in the United States, he lived in LA, not even just in California, but in Los Angeles. It had to be some kind of sign that I was going to be famous, you know. So I was conflicted. I wanted him and I wanted fame too, but I didn't. In the end, I didn't even try. I didn't even try to make any of my dreams come true. I did nothing. I did nothing. And he was no substitute for me surrendering all my big dreams and fantasies I'd had for my entire life, practically. So did I know he was on psych disability, Social Security? No, because he, in order to keep me the prize, he tried to do it, tried to get a real job and whatever, and it didn't work out in the end. And and he fucked Social Security over in the meantime. You know, he was doing both. And when you do that and they find out, and you don't go to jail, they just dock your pay, so to speak, so you get less. And apparently he'd done it in the past. I told you he's a natural-born criminal. He's just not one that ended up in jail or anything, you know. Knows how to steal the internet, you know, steal other people's Wi-Fi, computer experts steal, you know, tons of people do. He taught me how to do it, steal movies and steal music. I'd never do it now. Do I know how? Yeah. He taught me. It's with, it's called Usenet or something. Whatever, but I wouldn't do it now. And me, my insatiable, incurable curiosity, I'm like, well, how do these places get away with this, Donald? How come they're not shut down? Oh, because they're in other countries. Ah. The United States laws doesn't apply to them, and plus new ones come up all the time. See, I learn things. But I'm actually naturally a very honest person, so I have no intention of stealing even music. I have thousands of dollars in the bank. That's another thing. I have thousands of dollars in the bank, so I don't want to live a lie with somebody, but I feel like I can go on a date without, you know, I don't have to say what I do for a living, right? If I sign up for these dating websites, I can just not give my profession, say unavailable, undisclosed, whatever. And if pushed, I can say I work online, right? I'm not pretending to be rich. No, I don't care about money. I never cared about money. And I pretty much let that be known. And the thing is, because I do have an income, it's just from Social Security. I mean, it's $1,000 a month, and I have plenty of money in the bank. You know, I'm not looking for a sugar daddy. You know, so there might be a decent guy who gives me a chance. And in any case, I can at least, you know, go on one date with them. You know? But I'm not one who can sustain a lie. I can't do it. Donald could do that very easily. Oh, and by the way, about him, it wasn't anything I could pinpoint, guys, okay? It wasn't anything. I've never said that he was outright abusive to Omar, okay? Because he wasn't. It's so hard when you have these little, just a sixth sense and nuances and little things that you notice, and even his mom noticed, by the way. His mom noticed it. She just didn't want to admit it because, I'm sorry, it's so sad, but she loved seeing him be loving with Omar because for her, in her eyes, it gave her hope, you know. She blamed me, or she just was delusional. I'd be like, Hope, your son is an atheist or whatever. No, he went to choir practice and he went to Catholic school and he's just influenced by you. No, and he doesn't might be one of the reasons I don't even think he loves you, Hope, kind of deep down, because you just think what you want to think and you don't see the real him, you know. My mom doesn't understand a lot about me, but I think she understands the real him. And Hope is just delusional, and she clung to the fact that he seemingly loved Omar, but I had little proofs that he loved, that Omar loved him. I told you guys about, it's not outright abuse, it's just mean, you know. He was sitting on the couch, and his black chair was right there. Where I used to live, you know, the TV was there. This was the couch, TV across the room, black chair over here, and that's where his mom would sit and fall asleep because she's in her 70s and didn't want to admit it. She'd fall asleep. I mean, I just want you to know how much abuse I've been through her, with her and with him. Fall asleep during movies, fall asleep during American Idol, whatever, and then she wouldn't want to admit that she'd fallen asleep, and then, you know, she'd be mad if he said it. And then I told you about that case where I didn't want to watch American Idol again. It happened to be a repeat that she'd fallen asleep during the entire thing, and she got furious with me. I don't ever fall asleep during American Idol, and I knew it was a repeat, but crazy making, see, they make it out that I'm crazy, and Donald knew it was a repeat, but he's not going to do anything to make waves with Mommy, because Mommy fronts his bills, and when he bounces his account, it's going to bounce. Mommy, I need $25. He's sick. On to Omar, though. Sitting on the couch. He was drunk, of course, and Omar is on the black chair, snoring away in a little pug, Omar. Facing us, okay, he's on the chair, you know, we can see his little face, and he's sound asleep, and all of a sudden, Donald goes with his feet up under the black chair, not directly hurting him,